Yeah.
You will the honorable.
Nze ndiwo now mulambu byabufuzi bya elective. Kati nkola ebyabufuzi bya community. Ndenda ino kuyamba ku development mu byalo kuba abantu nga bakaire n'abaana abatesobola n'omwana omuwala.
Okay, but again, abantu babadde bakubuuza nnyo. Where is Honorable Phillip Wafula Ogutu? Tolabika leero watuwadde akakasa tugamba kale. What pushed you away from, engaging with the public, Honorable?
I'm engaging in a different way. Engage in a manner that it's community based, quietly. Many people are dishonest and liars. Abantu bali mu by'obufuzi or politics because of many of them for personal gain. You can't plan with them. You agree on this and they do something different. And some of us, we think that you can only build things on honesty. You can only build something on honesty and teamwork. But I've seen so many disappointments with the politicians. I always tell my children that one of the people I was so much been disappointed with is President Museveni. I knew him since '77 when we were in Dar es Salaam, and we used to meet at the university and Dar es Salaam, or Mr. Zindana's house, Honorable Zindana's house in Changombe. And we discussed Uganda, and we thought we discussed Uganda, we were going to liberate Uganda and give power to the people. People are answerable, so that leaders are answerable to the people. And when we came here, and when Museveni went to the bush, and we're supporting quietly, secretly, I was teaching at the university, but supporting, sending them literature to read. And when they came in finally, I saw people who promised. They were promising people, a group of people who promised everything. I offered for 2 years, I was producing a program on UTV called Rebuilding Uganda, popularizing the 10-point program. 2 years.
You Wafula Ogutu?
Me Wafula.
You did that?
Yes.
On UTV?
Yes, I did that. And
popularizing the 10-point program of the National Resistance Army.
Yes, movement. And what I was doing was I wanted to sell the 10-point program, the NRM, to the public.
Oh, this is interesting.
And we did that. But all that has been thrown away. What we promised, there's nobody who talks about the 10-point program. It has been packed. They even made them a 15-point program. It's all bullshit. There's nothing. They just lie to people so that they tell.
Well, but the same people claim to have transformed this country. On several occasions, the president has said we need to discuss the country based on where we are, not where we ought to be.
Transforming a country is you don't transform the elite, the Wafulas. You transform umuntu awansi. Skyscrapers, Baba House here, is not transforming the country. Building a road to Moroto, to Kabale, is not transforming the country. Is who is on that road? What is being used on that road? How is that road impacting on people, ordinary people, in the villages? Where has it been transformed? You transform, okay, health. Have we transformed the people's health? Have we transformed people's education? I think we have done a little bit on water, a little bit. safe water. We have done also infrastructure, these roads, but the real life of ordinary people, I don't see economically. What? I come from Busoga. Twalemanga mwanyi, maido, empande, millet. We used to get money there. There was a cooperative movement there. And Busoga Cooperative Union employed about 30,000 people. I had forgotten the most important one. Fish. I mean, Musami. Fish was very important component of Busoga Bukeni. All that is not there.
It's no longer there.
They don't sell fish. It's not there. They have been taken away from the lake. They have been beaten by guns. They are beaten. Their small boats are destroyed. They are killed. They are thrown in water. There's no coffee to talk about. There's no cotton. So, what has been transformed? I went to. My dad died when I was a kid. So therefore, I grew up with my mom as my guardian. And I managed to reach where I am because the society allowed me to do that. When you are bright,
the society will support you.
The government helped you. So me from senior one, I would not pay the school fees.
It was government.
Government educated me. Went abroad, government helped me to send me abroad. Today, a peasant child like me will not reach where I reached. Never. So transformation of people, of society, should be looked at on how many people have you brought from down there to the elite, to the middle class. Mr. 7 talks about middle class. How many people have you brought from among those poor people to the middle class? And how is the education system? How is their housing? How is their health system? Yes.
Well, Honorable, that we can discuss, but like you said, or like we said earlier, President Museveni, ne government here in NRM, some of the government officials have again made arguments that botunulira lukumwenda kinana mukaaga basanga Uganda mu sectors ez'enjawulo leero si bwe kiri aga nti mu byenjigiriza namba y'amasomero mu ggwanga yeeyongeddeko n'abasomesa. This is the argument they front. Amalwaliro bakugamba geeyongeddeko n'abasawo compared to how they found the country in 1986. Bakugamba nti amakubo ogambye nti ebiyitako kyekikulu, but again they say nago geeyongedde. Today the capital is connected border to border, and arguments in that line. This you're saying is not transformation.
You know, when we had a rail line from Mombasa to Kasese, to Pakwach, to Gulu, right? We had a rail line. It was development. Today there's no rail line.
Yeah, we don't have any.
Right? But there's no country which develops without a rail line because it moves many goods. Now, many schools. I also have schools. I own 2 schools. But those schools are expensive. I have a child in Budo. We pay 2.5 million shillings. Which my headmaster, Mr. Mabonga, in Lumino Mill Hill, told me to put a choice. I would go there. I could not go there because it was too far. But I would manage. But the school fees of Budo and Kachonga, where my mother sent me, was almost the same. The quality, you sat in a primary school in Lumino and went to Budo. You sat in a primary school in Namuganza and went to Budo Mwiri. Today you can't go. If you pass through and because you are an intelligent kid and get your 4, you can't afford the fees. You can't. So what transformation is that? You have quality. At the time there was quality. Today we have quantity. By the way, when we were going to school, there were no private schools. In the whole of Eastern Uganda, there was Bukonte Primary Secondary School, in Namutumba, Bukonte, and Mbale College. There was a college, a missionary. There were only 2 private schools in Uganda, in Eastern Uganda. And you went there, when you came from there, you didn't talk among people. You were despised. You are a failure. Today,
it's the reverse now.
The reverse. So, you have built an apartheid system. Schools for the rich and schools for the poor. Schools for the poor, you go nowhere. You remain in the senior 4 or senior P7. Schools for the rich,
you go to university.
You go to university, the heaven is the limit. So, to me, that matters a lot. From my background, it matters a lot. Take health. When Obote was shot at Kololo here, I mean at Lugogo, he was taken to Mulago for treatment and he never went outside the country. Amin was shot, was taken to Mulago. Amin's children, Obote's children were born in Mulago. Where are 7 kids born? Where are they treated? Where do they produce from? Have you ever seen Museveni visiting a hospital? Bugiri Hospital, which is rotten in my district, my Bugiri Hospital is rotten. Museveni has never been there. That big hospital was brought by during the time of Nkutu, Shabani Nkutu,
yes, Shabani Nkutu.
And Obote. It was a good hospital. There's nothing there now. So what transformation is that? When I was growing up in Lumino, we had a Lumino dispensary. It was a health center. You went there, you found 2 medical assistants. They're always there. You found medicine. You found a nurse. You found a bed. If you are given a bed, you are given a uniform to a medical, a uniform from the government here at Kampala. You are given bed sheets. You are given food in the hospital. That hospital today is not a hospital. It's a death trap. So what has been transformed? Which hospital have been built by NRM government?
Today?
Yes. Which ones? The women one here, which is they built when I was in parliament.
Yes.
The Kirudu.
Yes. Kawempe.
Are they hospitals? Do you go there?
No.
Do ministers go there?
No.
Do MPs go there? Do rich people go there? It's the poor who go there. So, okay, if you tell me that you have built a black apartheid system and it is okay.
Is it what you're saying?
That's what I say, and that's what the truth is. The reality on the ground is that we have built an apartheid system.
There are facilities for the rich and there are facilities for the poor.
You know that. Why would the government budget for 400 billion shillings to take the elite out for medication for malaria, for leg pain, for an eye, and not equip hospitals, my Bugiri hospital? Why? What is it that you can, why do you do that? So what have you transformed?
So literally.
Transformation, yes, please.
Literally you're saying, these are just, semantics, things that are being said, but practically.
Fooling the public, fooling people. They even, they use this media. They use the media. They use, they are going to do Tandikwa, to do whatever, all those, and fool the public. They have built the people to live on hope, false hope. For 40 years, people are living on hope. And they don't, and now somebody might be becoming old. Those who were young people,
hoping that tomorrow will be better.
Yes.
Well, just talking about what you've just said, Honorable, Myoga, parish development model, zino zezimu kunteekateeka government zeeyogera zeereese okukyusa obulamu bw'Abannayuganda. Oyogedde ku abantu abava mu kitundu ky'Ebugiri gy'ova n'ewalala nti embeera yaabwe mbi nnyo era baavu nnyo
have.
Ne Busoga.
They said nothing.
Ne President Lee yali mu district emu Busoga.
Obwavu
obuli no sibulabangako.
Nti buunya Busoga ewunya bwavu. President okobebyo. President mulamba. No gamba nti ekitundu kiwunya bwavu. And you have been there for 40 years. And you are talking about transformation. You take Busoga. Museveni had affirmative action for Luero Triangle.
Yes.
Nwankubadde it had not much impact. Museveni had affirmative action for Rwenzori region.
Bunyoro.
Yes. Museveni had affirmative action for Northern under Nusaf up to Majanji, but ending at Kibimba. Busoga has never had affirmative action. Busoga region, where I come from, has never had affirmative action. We pushed this in Parliament. We took a motion there, Honorable Luogo. We pushed what an affirmative action also for Busoga. Because we also had Lutalo.
The way it is in other regions of Uganda.
Yes. We had Lutalo.
In Busoga.
Busoga. That's where Nakwena was ended, isn't it?
Yes.
They are in Magamaga. But they have never compensated those people of Busoga. You always hear of compensation. But all those things as just things, they don't help because you don't develop a country like that. You develop a country by drawing a map of your country, you put meaning there, and going there and said, this place has it go this has to go that, and every day you go to field so that you make it even.
Well, but Honorable, we are going for a very short break. But before we do that, where is the problem? Because government yakugati tulese enteekateeka nyingi si zino zokka ze tulabako ziri recent myoga parish model bakugamba okuva eri ku ssente z'abakyala bw'otunuulira ssente z'abavubuka youth livelihood program operation wealth creation n'endala, and they seem not to yield results basing on your explanation and also basing on what is on the ground. Where is the problem? We see maybe the willingness, the will from the side of government.
I told you it is fooling, lullaby, making people sleep, hope. Museveni designed the country this way. His own strategy for ruling us forever. Dominate the army with your people. Dominate the economy with your people. Make friendship with the power that matter. America, Britain, South Africa. Russia wasn't so much for him at the time. Now it's going to be, because now the other people there's a problem. And then fool people. Make them think that you care about them.
You're doing something for them.
Yes. Bring the constant programs for them. That's why the same thing has been named 10 times.
The same thing?
Okulembeka, entandikwa, abanobagagawale, NADS, emyoga, youth, women fund, women,
Operation
Wealth Creation. Now we are where?
PDM.
All foolery, the same thing.
They are brought for political reasons.
They are brought for making people think that then when it reaches there, it is reserved for people who support the regime, because he's a Ugandan who pays tax. So how can you develop agriculture when 50% or 60% of the opposition don't agree with you and you don't give them? How will they develop agriculture? Even you saw somebody who got PDM money. There was a picture I saw this. Who I think he's in the air in Bugisu. He got 1 million of PDM and he drank it. He was fully
Ko Baba TV, Adam Kungu. Honorable.
My name is Narim.
Ku Baba TV nze Adam Kungu program ganga mukaka nyumire hot cup 9 ngatunulire ensonga ezigenda maaso nga bwoziwulira genda ku Facebook page yaffe Baba Television Uganda. We are streaming live. Baba Television Uganda, we are streaming live. Oba ogende ku YouTube YouTube channel yaffe Baba TV Uganda, ku Twitter @Baba TV, oba ogende ku personal handle yange @Adam Kungu, ojja kubeera nga oyogerezaganya naffe buterevu nnyo. Nina Honorable Phillip Wafula Ogutu, former leader of opposition. He's a veteran journalist era nga ava ku ludda oluvuganya government kibiina kya FDC, ensonga tuzikuba mu torch nga bw'oziraba. Obaka buteeke ku 075 0M2505 075 0M2505. Honorable, waliwo abagoberera wanagambye, for me the black apartheid in Uganda and Africa in general has made my day. Ye Waiswa Jamal seems to agree with what you've just said here. Then John Kenneth Senior Gambia Wafula Ogutu, a great leader from Busoga, my motherland. I love you so much. John Kenneth Nabala. I'll be going into some of those comments later on as we proceed with the show. Siziraba. Mrs. Sengazi nabira nja kuzisoma. Okay, Honorable, ngatumba ku nsonga eyo, you seem actually to describe a very difficult situation for this country. Because if leaders, if government, which is expected to plan for the people, keeps on bringing programs that in actual sense are not causing an impact based on what you said, then you're describing a bleak future for the country.
You know, in our country, the resources are collected from us, the ordinary people, and put in a till, and they are shared by civil servants and a few politicians. When the IGG says about half of the budget of Uganda is stolen or through corruption, recently I just said about 10 trillion, but it's much more than that.
Yes, the other year it was 23, now
yes,
we moved to
that,
10.
That they are just changing, but that money is stolen by who? By civil servants.
And the president acknowledges that.
Yes, the civil servants are the people who draw the budget. The civil servants are the people who collect the money. The civil servants are the people who spend the money. The civil servants are the people who allocate the priorities. They definitely, at every level, they allocate for themselves.
At every stage?
At every stage. They allocate the money for themselves. So, the economy basically is benefiting about 10% of the population.
10%.
Yes. 9% are simply servants of the 1% who control Museveni and his family and a few, right? And some by Zung, by Indians, what have you, or foreigners. But these people, the 90%, because they must service the 1%, they are allowed to go with murder. They steal as they like. Tell me. Ochinenyeza Ugandans. Because we don't question. When I was growing up, you are not allowed to genda omubi no lya emmere. Tabu, kisirani.
Chive.
Togenda omubi no lya emmere omwana bakubuga tojanga no lya emmere. Oswala. Today, thieves make parties and you go and enjoy in their homes. Thieves go and give money in the church. In my Catholic church, thieves money ababye sente mu government bazitwala.
But who are the thieves? How do you know that so and so is a thief? Because now twina challenge yokuproving nti gwe wabba ssente z'omuwi omusolo, gwe wabba ssente za gavumenti.
Adam, woba ng'okola wano mu Baba TV ofuna million 5 naye bulamu bwo olivinga ku million 5 buli mwezi ozijjawa ziri 45 lifestyle y'abantu olaba omuntu omukozi mu government. I knew a boy in public service akola mu pension azima mayumba wa ekiwatule block of flats, a messenger avuga Benz. Simple answer, ask this person, how are you getting these things? Wobera Bulaya, America, China, Russia, if they know Adam akola mu Baba TV afuna $2,000 and no, and you arrive at your home, you are bought an ML. Neighbors are going to tell the police. We don't understand our neighbor. How can he be living? This life he's living is beyond.
Well, the time when the IGG wanted to do a lifestyle audit,
Museveni told him no. How no? Why? Because people who are stealing are the pillars of his government. They maintain his government. So you're asking, what can we do? What we can do is, for ordinary people, we should question these things. We should question people who live beyond their what we know they earn. Okay, admittedly, buli muntu aliko naka side business. Osobola kubanga oli ana Adamu, oli naka kiosk, ngoli naka oyogera ku lumbe, oba oli na tent go, oba okola oba wandika articles nakusasula ku TikTok. Naye it can be known through the URA. If URA doesn't see, you don't have any sizable amount of money you are paying for tax, and you are living a life of a billionaire.
Okay, but do you see the will? Do you see any willingness from Mr. Museveni, the president of this country, and his government in, first of all, eliminating corruption as he promised in his 10-point program? Because I remember eliminating, and I'm using that word deliberately because that's what they used in 1986. They promised to eliminate corruption.
Did you believe that?
but do you see any willingness? Do you see that coming from their side?
The system is designed in such a manner he can't eliminate. The president himself, can he explain how he spends 2 billion shillings a day? Can he explain? Can he? I was a manager of a company, an MD. I was transparent. My budget was known. They know I'm spending this on this. Even when I was low, I knew how the money, how much it was. 1 billion shillings. I know that my ministers will get this me for meetings. They will go abroad. They will do what I knew. Can Museveni explain to Ugandans how we keep on shouting this? How he spends 2 billion shillings per day? Can he explain? All his money he gives out. Wafula, Adam, who he gives out, he just gives out. He's a president. All that is political corruption. It is political corruption. So when he talks about Mabati, people who are doing Mabati are doing what exactly he does. So how can he fight corruption? He says these people will take away money. You know, one time,
so they will take away money and invest.
Mr. Museveni appointed me an ambassador. I was a young man, 88.
1988.
Yes.
You were appointed ambassador?
Yes.
Which country?
No, I'm not going to tell the country, but I was appointed. I was in England. I came back, and people had refused to tell him that I had refused his job. I didn't want to work in the government. But I went, when I came back after 3 months, I went to him and said, I don't want that job to be ambassador. And he said, you Wafula, you always, you don't want to, you call us sharks, you believe we are dirty, we are thieves, but you have to go and serve the country. I said, no, outside, no. I was away for 7 years. My mom is sickly. I must stay in the country. I'm not going away, but I did not go. But the things he told me, that corruption, in 1988, that the corruption we were having in 1988 in Uganda was better than the corruption we had had under other regimes. He has repeated these things.
It was more than?
No, it was better. The corruption we were having under him.
In those 2 years? Because
yes, those 2 years. Because I said yes, there's corruption, yes, but that corruption is better than the corruption of under the previous regimes. Why? I asked him. Because this corruption, people are building houses in Kampala. They are not taking the money outside the country. He told me that, 1988. He has repeated that when Betty Kamya talked about the IGG, a lifestyle audit, that they will take away the money. He has maintained that okay, let them steal as long as they invest the money here. And isn't that authorizing them?
Is it?
Can you therefore fight? You want to build a middle class, which is parasitic. It does not create wealth. It steals wealth from the creators, the poor creators. The middle class we have of Museveni is a parasitic middle class. It steals wealth from the poor people who create wealth. And they invest at most in houses. They don't create farms, commercial farms. They don't put up factories. They don't set up big farms where they don't. The money is in houses and in dollars and abroad. So a group like that, the 90% and the 1%, the 10% who have maybe 90% of the resources of the country, if they are not investing in the economy, in agriculture, then you are not going to get a country developing as you like. You will create that apartheid. Black apartheid, I call it instead, yes.
Yeah. Well, that's quite scary.
It's the reality. It's the reality in our country. It is. And we have how to change that is people must wake up. Ordinary people must wake up and begin asking questions. When Wafula arrives in Sanika, he's putting up a short house in Sanika. He's driving a huge car which is 500 million shillings in Penkoni, and Wafula is earning 2 million shillings. The public should have asked, should the GISO or the PISO or the VISO should say, but there must be a system which says, but this Wafula is living beyond his means. Where is he getting the money from? Is he selling in Jaga? Because if you're in England, they would suspect you. Are you selling in Jaga? Are you an agent of terrorists?
Where are you getting this
money? Where are you getting this money from? But here, it is okay. Most people, most civil servants who work up country, they have houses in Kampala. RDC where, CAO where, education officer where, they build houses here. Their kids study here, staying in their homes. Whose money? When you go to my Bujiri hospital, Bujiri district, the Muyenga of Bujiri is built by civil servants.
Abafunda million MH2.
And nobody asks questions. So the system is, they will not ask themselves or choose a system. Pressure will come from us to make them account. Singa tubuza bibuzo, they will fear. This thing which we have just done, or which you have done recently on roads and on hospitals.
The exhibition.
Yes, the exhibition.
Online exhibition.
If you do those things, if you said 10 billion has come to Bujiri for roads, and after the year has ended, you go and do an exhibition on the roads which were done in 10 billion, then they will know that,
the public is seeing and watching.
Yes. You know, I remember I was in the chairman of Urban Service Committee of Kampala City Council. Meaning I was one giving up jobs, employed the town clerk, all jobs. And at that time, Kampala City Council could not even afford to buy a car for the mayor. 89, nothing. No, they had no money. they could not pay salary before you went to get an overdraft from the bank. Where was the money going? You know, the civil servants were taking the money. So I went and told the minister, I said, Minister, we have a bloated civil service. We must get rid of some of these people. He said, they are going to riot. I said, so be it. Because we had there a fumigation department with 400 workers. Have you heard about Kampala fumigation? Where you stay? Have they ever come to your place?
No.
If you stay in Kampala?
No.
But there were 400 of them who had been there during the Amini time or whatever, and they were not working. There were no facilities. They are supposed to kill rats and mosquitoes and what have you, cockroaches. They, you know, they were bed bugs. They were not working. I said we are going to sack them, and actually I sacked and we sacked them, and it was an uproar. But what was I doing? Is that I want people to account. You can't take people's government, meaning taxpayers' money,
and you don't account for
when
it.
you're not working, right?
Yeah.
So if we asked people, if the public asked, what are you doing with our money? The money has come. What are you doing with our money?
But Honorable,
yes,
we see different, units and agencies that are set up, every time and again to fight corruption. We see the anti-corruption, units in State House. I even know the president recently set up another one.
Don't you see there's a problem in that? Do other countries have, where there is no corruption, do they have a million anti-corruption agencies? They have one. But number one is the people. Number one is the people, the owners of the money, to be vigilant and report the police. And the police will have a department. So where do you have CID, then you have IGG, then you have Auditor General, then you have State House Anticorruption. Now you have another one you are setting up.
The Anti-Corruption Court.
Then why all that? The court can be there for quick hearing of these cases. But why you have all these things because I've failed. Now, Mr. Museveni has failed with the normal government, the constitutional government. He can't control the constitutional.
That communicates to failure?
It communicates failure, Adam. It communicates failure. You cannot leave a department because it's not working and set up another one and continue paying this department. Why? Whose money are you using? Are you wasting?
Taxpayers' money.
Yes. So if this department is not working, sack remove it and redesign another department so it is one which is efficient. Pay them the money they want so that they aren't easily bribed. But you can't go now, you leave the IGG out there, you leave the CID out there, the Auditor General, the DPP, you leave them. Now set up here in your house.
Well, does that communicate to micromanagement of the country?
Yes, it does. It is micromanagement, but it is incompetence, it is failure. I'm never going to be in charge of an institution. And I said, this is how we are going to do things. And I give you Adam, do this, and you fail. And I leave you there, and I put another person to do it. Am I not a fool?
Because if I'm not competent enough,
get out.
I get out, and someone who is competent
takes
over.
Precisely. You know, they created here a system during Amini's time. Because the economy was so bad, people would leave their jacket on the chair, and go and look for money outside. Then they employ another person because there's too much work here, because the system is incompetent, nobody is working. So you leave this one who just leaves a jacket on the chair, goes look for money, and employ another one to work. But why don't you sack this one? So it is something which we shall have to, you young people will have to discuss. You discuss and see where you are taking your own country. As we are getting out, we have messed up. We thought we were going to help. We have messed up because we wanted the power for the sake of power, to stay in power. If we had wanted the power for purpose of delivering services to our country into a better country, we would have by now left. But we are there.
Well, now, do you see any hope of getting a solution to this, at least in the near future, from those that are leading the country?
Yes, yes. Not those who are leading the country, but we have to organize. We have to organize outside. We are organizing outside the parties, outside normal establishments. We are looking for people, individuals who think like I'm thinking. And I'm sure Adam is going to think like I'm thinking. And we begin discussing these things. Because these things are beyond discussing them within FDC, within NRM, within DP, no. We are discussing
we need
Uganda.
To sit and ask, where did we go wrong? And how do we get back to the track? That's what you say, in a nutshell.
Yes. I'm saying, when you go into these parties and you want to use them to get power, and the power you want is not for delivering the country from this mess, is for you to get a job, then you are narrow. Then you are selfish. Then anybody who comes in your way, you want to kill. Even if he has a good idea, you don't want to listen. You know, I see in Parliament, would be discussing, debating, and you'll find out sometimes as opposition will have better ideas, could have done research, and we are not fearing, and we present good ideas. And our friends, when we are talking on the other side, they would be nodding. Those on the right, yes, they would be nodding, agreeing with you.
With your submission.
When it comes to voting, they vote against a good idea. So
that's what numerical, you know.
Yeah, but numerical strength is not stupidity.
I thought that's what it provides.
No, numerical strength is not stupidity.
You're bound by collective responsibility.
No, it is because there are things which are going to be bipartisan. So that if something is benefiting Ugandans, forget about the parties. You care about Uganda because you represent people. If I'm talking about coffee or talking about fishing industry, and you are from Mayuge, and you are NRM, and I'm from Bujiri, and you are talking about the fishing industry on Lake Victoria, and you have a good idea, a solution to it, and you vote against it because you are NRM, then you are stupid. Because I'm talking about the people you represent, their lives to change to the better.
But now, Honorable, as a senior legislator or someone that was in Parliament for some time, even led the opposition there.
Yeah.
Today we have caucusing. We always see Mr. Museveni being the national chairperson of NRM, calling his members of Parliament to brainstorm and agree on a certain issue before coming, to Parliament to do, the voting and stuff. Really, how do you expect these members of Parliament on the floor of Parliament to agree with the decision of caucus? It is
the wrong politics of Africans. It is. Politics is for managing society. That's science. So, are you managing society for the benefit of everybody, or you are managing society for you to remain in a position, in a power? Are you holding power for the sake of holding power, or you are holding power to change the lives of people, to impact people positively? Why are you holding power? When I left journalism, I retired after serving there for almost 30 years. I said, okay, my friend Augustine Ruzentana came to me and said, to go off, you come, we are going to form a party, you come, you're just going to be an elder. I said, okay, I'll come and offer my position, sit there as an elder. Then eventually I said, but now who is going to stand in the Bujiri? Please go and help us there. Okay, I will go there. But the idea was, maybe I can serve Uganda. Maybe I can contribute. I've tried to contribute through the media. Now I'm retiring. I can go, these other institutional things. I can go and work within it and change the lives of Ugandans. I discovered it can't work.
It can't work.
It can't work under parties.
We need to think outside parties.
You must think outside parties.
Thank you. Kubaba TV, Nze Adam Kongo, Honorable Wafula Ogutu, an elder from the Opposition Forum for Democratic Change. We are going for a short commercial break. When we return, the country's state of security. Katuja. We have our elder, FDC, Honorable Phillip Wafula Ogutu, former member of parliament, former leader of opposition. Nga tufune ndowooza ku bintu ebyenjawulo ebigenda maaso mu ggwanga osobola okutegattako ng'oyita ku mikutu gyaffe gya social media oba n'osindika obubaka ku 075601255 ja kubeera nga mbiyitamu tutambule ffenna. Well, Honorable, you've been here for some time.
Yes.
Today, if you talked to people, different people, at least this I can say as a journalist, I've engaged with some people to the extent that some of us, even our parents that are not in Kampala, want to check on you after every time. Twalabi okufa kwa blogger Isma Olaxes, he was shot dead. We saw Minister Engola the other day, shot by his bodyguard. But previously we also saw top, some popular people in the country, leaders, Honorable, from where you sit, where is the problem in this country? We are seeing gun violence being on the rise, and what's more, ngatetwina reports eziri conclusive eziva mu security kubaani abatta abantu baffe ekizibu kiriwa.
You see, what is happening is a sad reminder of what happened under Obote II, under Idi Amin, and Obote II. Same killings of people which are unexplained. And I don't think Museveni can now ever say he removed a regime or regimes which was murdering people, because his regime murders people.
No, he said, the other day they said, these murders were state sanctioned.
No, there's nobody who sat down and say, go and kill. People were killed over wives or girlfriends, over businesses, over land, over because Onyiza president, Nebetuma, to come and kill you. Those killings are here. They were there, they are here. When Museveni is gone, many killings will be attributed to his regime. Many, thousands, not hundreds, thousands will be attributed to his regime. He's in charge. He's up there.
As the CEO of this country.
As the CEO of this country. Anything which happens is under his regime. He's responsible. There's a clip going around. When Museveni, how he convinced us, he says, how can somebody be killed under a government and the government doesn't know who has killed that person? He was reprimanding the previous governments. Now he's here, people are being killed, even his senior officers, police officers, his friends, his ministers, they are being killed. He has no answer.
He says these are pigs and they'll be traced and
arrested. Yes, and by the way, Adam, I don't like the president calling people pigs. You know, this thing of profiling people in terms of cockroaches, animals, it's not a good thing. Yes, killers are killers, but don't reduce them to animals, because people are not animals. They are human beings. We remind, not how they did in Rwanda, calling people cockroaches. A child growing up knowing this is a cockroach. Like in the past, this called the people of the north and eastern, the westerners used to call some names to us. Ebikoko. You don't teach people that. You don't teach people Ebikoko animals. But so the killing which is happening, it could be motivated of personal things, but nevertheless there are killings under the government.
So you see a very striking resemblance between what is happening today and what used to happen in those past regimes.
No difference. No difference.
Did you say
people getting scared? Yes.
It's not true that killings then were state sanctioned?
No, they see, state sanction.
That's the other argument.
State sanction. It's like you sit in a cabinet and say, "Go and kill." Is that so?
Yes.
Is there a government who can do that?
No.
That go, this, go and kill. No.
Because that's the argument they have been affronting, that what is happening today is sheer criminality. The way it happens in...
Adam, the 200 people who were killed in Kasese were killed by rebels, by terrorists, or by Lelu army and Mukhozi
well,
they were killed. I've seen.
I don't think.
Yes, they were killed. Over 200 people were killed in Kasese in 2020. Is it 20 after the election?
Yes.
2016. Who killed them? Who killed them?
Well,
okay. People who were killed.
They said there was justification.
People who were killed on 11th, on 8th November, 2020.
18th and 19th November 2020.
Who killed them? Terrorists, individuals, government. I've seen people. I've been involved in these demonstrations in 2007. When we were fighting for Mabira Forest, which Museveni was giving away to Meta. And since that day, I've never taken Meta sugar. People were killed on the street here. I saw. Who killed them? Not terrorists. When Dr. Besigye is coming from Nairobi from treatment, the day Museveni was swearing in, I saw 27 people killed. That is, people being killed. I was counting them from Entebbe. We spent about 5 hours from Entebbe to Kampala. They were killing people. Who was killing them? Soldiers. So, when is it set inspired? When you sit down and say, take a minute that Adam and Wafula kill them, and you have a minute and a stamp, is that state inspired? They have been killed by the state. And one day I said in Parliament that this government has killed people, and I was challenged to prove. I said even here last year there was an acceptance by government that only 27 people were killed by the state. That is when I was in Parliament. Recently, when they killed people, the president accepted on the 18th and November 19th, what you said. The president accepted, yes, we killed some. And others...
Or the official figures about 50.
About 57. We killed some. And some were stray bullets. But you killed them. Which country kills demonstrators in hundreds? Which country, which government has killed demonstrators in hundreds? And for a day, not for a month. So the killing which we saw under Amin and Obote too, and what we are seeing, there's no difference. There are killings by a government, by state agents. But I'm not saying they sit down and say, go and kill. But the policy they are put in place allows them to kill. Because those who kill are never tried. Okay, the president said some were killed, 57 were killed. That time they had said...
about 50, the number is about 54 something.
Yes, the Kasese people, nobody has been arrested. Those who were killed during Mabira, nobody has been arrested. Those who were killed during walk to work, nobody has been arrested. Those who were killed during Chagulanyi arrest, nobody has been arrested. No soldier has been arrested. No policeman has been arrested. So, you say, who killed them? It means if you don't arrest them and they use our taxpayers' gun to kill a taxpayer, and you don't arrest the killer, then it is sanctioned by the state, because you are the one who would arrest them, because you have given you power as the state, that you don't, that you, everything which goes wrong on us, you protect us against that. If you don't protect us, then you are sanctioning it. Then the state inspired. Simple logic.
But there is reassurance, continuous reassurance and assurance from the president that the pigs, and the president has said that repeatedly, the pigs will be traced. That assurance has been there always. Every time a murder happens, the president comes out and says, this time round, the pigs are going to be traced and arrested. He said the same just yesterday on Isma Olaxes.
Mr. Museveni, my friend, has perfected the system of keeping people on hope. Because he's polite. Rarely does he show anger. He's polite and he's believable. But most of the time he lies to Ugandans to make them, he treats us like babies. Njagura a sweet. Don't fight. Don't cry. Then if you shout, the cockroach will come and eat you. He used for a long time, he was using the Koni and Obote, they will come back and kill you. Like you tell a chikoko will come and eat you. The president has perfected that of talking to people softly and the like. I know I had a friend when I was at the Monitor. There was a British girl came, a journalist. She came spitting fire against Museveni. And at that time I was a friend of Museveni. And I told her, and she was going to interview the president. So I said, you are going to interview the president, but I hope you come back with the spirit you are going. So they sent her a plane. She went to meet the president in Mwea. And when she arrives there, the president is welcoming her. She went in helicopter sent for her by the president and to the office where he was, or a room, and serving her with tea or coffee. By the time the woman came back,
she had already changed.
He's a good man. Yes. He's a very honest man. He's a very good man, right? Because he knows how to lead people. And when I was retiring as a editor-in-chief of the Monitor, I went around talking to ambassadors in Kampala, saying bye-bye to them. So I met one ambassador and I asked him, why do you guys keep on giving this government money when the money is stolen and used and it is not used properly? And the president keeps lying to you guys. He said, sometimes we sit as ambassadors and decide we are going to something. But the man, he calls us and he addresses us. And he overwhelms you with the knowledge and the power of reasoning. And eventually, we give in. So that's him. The president, Museveni has known that. He overwhelms Ugandans with a humble way of presenting his issues. And people believe him. And that's why he has kept on and on. Unfortunately, he has misused it. He should have used it and left. And see somebody, maybe guide some other people to see how governments are governed, or a government is governed when he's not there. And that's the whole problem why.
Okay. But what explains, in your view, the new spate of murders in the country?
Do you know, just like I said in the past, there were murders, there were groups, there were gangs, there were various interests. People were killing for various reasons. Ayagala mulimo ogwo, ayagala nyumba eyo, ayagala ettaka eryo, ayagala is one who is loved by the president. A minister would kill a minister. An army officer would kill an army officer. Because when he's not there, my way is clear. What happened then is happening now. And right now, there's no system here. I don't think there's any central authority anymore. The central authority is confined to a few things. The president is tired. He doesn't know what's going on. I think he has shared out the country to his relatives. I think his brother Saleh is in charge of the economy, and he does things what he likes. He appoints people how he likes. The son is in charge of the security. He does what he likes. The wife is in charge of social services, education, health, and they do what they like. And I think these are people who are elected by Ugandans to do those roles. They have no power. The ministers, the MPs, totally useless.
But we have the capacity to investigate these matters and reach a logical conclusion.
Those matters are not going to be investigated and lead a logical conclusion as long as people don't have official power, formal power, official power they were given. They feel they are. Just a while ago I asked you, name for me 20 ministers, 1, 2, 3. You don't know them. Yeah. But they are ministers. When they go wherever they go, they want to be ministers. But they are nothing. Nothing, totally nothing.
They are nothing.
Ministers.
These are ministers.
What are they?
Heading different ministries.
Where? When do you last talk to a minister who talks authoritatively about what he has done in the ministry? When?
Who talks authoritatively
about that I have done this, I'm going to do this, these are my plans? Which minister is that? None. Now, but he wants to be. But the system doesn't allow him. So he's angry. They are there because they want salary and to go abroad for medication and send up their kids for scholarship. That is all they are there. They are not there because they think they are
in for survival.
Precisely. So a person like that will plot to kill. A person like that will poison people. You can't have cohesion. If you are sitting in a place where you don't have power and you feel they take everything, why would when you feel that some person who is related to the president is more powerful than you? Look at this, Adam. Why would a prime minister or a vice president go to the president's home to consult?
The prime minister?
Yes.
Why should the prime minister go to the president's home?
President's brother's home to consult. Who doesn't have an official office in the government? You don't feel good about that. Why can't the brother be humble to come and see an office, this office of vice president, this office of prime minister? Why would the president's wife send a prime minister
to represent her somewhere?
Yes. Or a vice president. Why? Those things are simple but serious. They are saying that power is not in your office. It's not in you. Power is somewhere else. So it is now like a family power. Something maybe the Museveni family don't appreciate it, but it's a serious matter. For those of us who are old, who have seen things, we don't like it. If you have appointed somebody to have power, when I was MD of Monitor, if I appointed you marketing manager, I gave you 90% of the powers.
Have the authority to do what you're supposed to do. I'm
happy to hear results. I come in when you are making mistakes. I say, but let me explain. But if you are success, I'm just happy to sign checks for you to get more money.
Yeah.
So if you appoint people, do that. Now, here, even army men, army officers, they have no power. There will be somebody with the power. So when you have a system like that, people are going to plot. People are going to be quietly grumbling. People are going to hate, but hiding hate, keeping hatred in their hearts. People should be free. People want to be. You are producing a program here. Yeah. You want to be. You want to be liked.
Freely.
When it is liked, you are expecting Honorable Balieku to say, "Hey, Adam, that was a good program." You feel good.
Yes.
You will go and buy another suit.
Because you know that when
my boss is appreciating,
and when it comes, the bonus comes, said, Adam
has done something good.
Yes, precisely. Now, if we don't know the names of our ministers,
we don't know. That's a fact.
But they are working. Where are they working?
They're serving the country.
Do you see ministers up country? Where have you seen ministers up country working on their projects? Why?
Projects in line with their ministries?
Yes. Yes. And selling their projects here on this radio, on this television. Where? Those are issues.
I don't see, to be honest with you, Honorable, I don't see that vigor, I don't see that energy, I don't see that enthusiasm on the side of the ministers in their respective ministries, because you're asking, where have we seen them up country, where have we seen them all over the place working in line with their respective ministries?
Yes, and therefore making accountability in the cabinet and making accountability to the public in parliament and here on the media. Where?
You only see them in Kampala here.
So why would the people like that can't be happy? But the killings, I think that there's no center. No center. The formal government, the constitutional government is powerless. The kitchen cabinet or the family cabinet is the one where the power is. And there's that silent power struggle. We have seen a little bit of it coming through this MK
movement.
He said it is that.
Okay, but Honorable, nobody, at least we've not seen any person convicted for killing Andrew Felix Kawesi. We've seen no person convicted for killing a long list of people.
Muslims.
Muslims, Muhammad Chigundu, Muaya, Sheikh Muaya, Abiriga,
now, okay,
Joan Kagezi.
Yes.
At least we don't know anybody. Maybe, but I've not seen any person convicted for murdering those people.
And they're always killed by guns from the state.
So do these assurances bring some hope? Do they raise some hope given what we have seen in the past?
So what assurance is that, Adam? Where?
Security. Security is vowing
have
to,
they not,
to have these people apprehended.
Do you remember when the president went to Kawesi's home? What the assurance he gave us?
Here in Colombia?
When he was, yes.
He said, what do you call police?
Yes. What happened? Do you remember what happened when he went to Kirumira's? When he talked about Kirumira's? Yeah, he went to Kirumira's place. You remember what he said? What he was going to do?
To arrest the pigs.
Yeah, did he?
Did he arrest the pigs?
I don't know. I don't want to call him pigs. Me, I don't like the word pigs. But did he? Did he arrest anybody? Or if he did, where did the trial, where did it end? So people are scared. And people are right to, your mom and your parents are right to call you Adam. Are you okay? We are now going home like chicken. And many people, once you live in a country like that, it can't develop.
Okay, where does this leave the talk of Tuarete Mirembe? I've had so many people say, especially from government, that at least maybe Mr. Museveni and his government have failed in certain things, but when it comes to security, they're scoring very high.
No, that is gone. You see,
that's long gone.
Yeah, Museveni thrived a lot on two things: feeding people on Kabozi and feeding people on that he brought peace.
What is Kabozi?
This thing of Embozi, telling people, I'm going to do this, we are going to do this, we are going to do this. Hope. Feeding people on hope. He did that. He has survived on that. And giving people that I brought peace. And for a long time he was on that. That is long gone. That is long gone. How can you sleep? First of all, you can't sleep when you are hungry. You can't. In the Busoga there, when you go to a home, and you enter a house of somebody, and you value the things, the property that person owns. If he doesn't have a bicycle, he doesn't have more than $100 of wealth. Azira mfaliso, azira chitanda, azira suka, azira blanketi, azira even plates, the kidomo rice is punched. That's the poverty. It has bed bugs. How can you sleep like that? Your parents are in Busoga. They are killing people in Busoga, in Kampala. They are calling you. How can they sleep?
No, they can't. Just, I'll tell you something in the break.
Yes.
Twitter, YouTube, newalala, keep those messages coming. Abagula kosa SMS kosa 075 02505 075 obogende ku Twitter handle yaffe @BabaTV Uganda, Facebook Baba Television Uganda. Byonna nja kubeera nga mbiraba era nga tubiteesaako wano. China Honorable Wafula Ogutu, an elder, former leader of opposition in parliament, kibiina kya FDC nga tufuna endowooza ze ku nsonga ez'enjawulo eziriwo mu ggwanga n'ewalala. Well, Honorable, you belong to the FDC. You headed the opposition in parliament. How are you as the opposition? I don't know. First of all, how is FDC so far? You don't speak for the party, but I've heard some voices saying you are at the blink of extinction as the party.
No. No, but before I go there, I just want to let us summarize the issue of the killings.
Yes.
You see, as long as you build a society which is not fair, which everybody doesn't see as fair, you are going to have this. I've been looking at societies like Norway, Finland, those Nordic countries. I think they almost have the fairest society. They are built, they copied from the Russians and the West, and they built a solid welfare system whereby the health is guaranteed to you, good education is guaranteed to you, good road is guaranteed to you, housing is guaranteed to you. You have very little complaint. People there's very little crime in those countries. Netherlands, they are closing prisons there. There's no need for prisons because there are no prisoners. There are no prisoners supposed to go there. So when you build a fair society, you solve that. When you build an apartheid system like Uganda, you'll have that. Like it was in South Africa, you'll have that. Like they have in America, you'll have that. America also has got an apartheid system. So if we want to solve problems, we should try as much as possible to build a system, a society where there's fairness to everybody. Not egalitarianism, but equity. That if you are a peasant, you have your fair share of what is supposed to be to you. So you come back to FDC. FDC is a...
What are you up to as the party?
First of all, I'm retired. But I'm a member, I'm an elder and influential, definitely, in the party. FD has had challenges since 2012. Since Dr. Besige left, there have been challenges. I think Doctor had very large issues. And typical of Africans, organizations in Africa are usually tied up
thrive on individuals.
On individuals. We are very fiddle in a way, in a way. So FDC is seen with it. You can't separate Dr. Besigye and FDC. That's how people see it. Just like you would not separate when Mandela was there, Mandela and ANC. Or CCM in Tanzania with Nyerere. It was difficult. So Obote died here with his UPC more or less. Right?
Yeah.
So.
And so you predict will happen with the NRM?
NRM will die the day Museveni is buried. Once Museveni is buried, pop, NRM will be buried with him. There will be no NRM. There's no NRM. NRM is built on Museveni.
A party with, anyway, that would be a discussion.
It has nothing. It has nothing. There's no...
what I know is that they have committees, they have leaders.
Which committees? They have committees because of money. They have committees because of money. Village committees, whatever committees, because of money, government money. NRM is a branch of, is part of the state of Uganda. It enjoys the money, the taxes. That's how it survives. Remove that money, pop. There's no NRM. There's no Museveni, there's no money, there's no NRM. Period. You can take that to the bank. Now, FDC is different. It's built on militancy, activism, no money. Because FDC is formed to cause a change in the system of Museveni, not replace Museveni. Museveni can actually serve under this FDC system as long as we are arriving at equity, a just and fair system, where Wafula is a minister, is answerable to the president, to the cabinet, to parliament, but most important, to the people. People must have power. People who pay taxes should have power, supreme power. In Uganda, the presidency has supreme power, sovereignty. We are looking for that. How can we return sovereignty of Uganda, citizenship to Ugandans? That's what they lost.
So what are you doing to achieve that? The last time I checked,
what we are doing is there have been on that. There have been issues in the party, in FDC. People don't agree. Like naturally, they don't agree. All of them. Others say others join FDC because they want to be MPs. They are using it as a vehicle. Others join because they want to be chairman 5. Others join because they want to be councillors. They join for that purpose. But others who join because they want FDC to change system. That line has always been a struggle. We have struggled against. That's why we find the turbulence sometimes we get. Now, over time, something has happened in FDC. The constitution was changed during Alasso's time. We sat in Wobulenzi, in Bombo, in Luero. And the constitution gave a lot of power to the Secretary General's office. That has caused trouble also in the party, that one person wields enormous power in the FDC. We are going to change that.
Oh.
Yes, it must be changed.
It gives a lot of powers to
the office of the Secretary General. Yes, that expenditure, everything. Nothing happens unless the Secretary General. Right. Alice was tailoring it for herself. But then she left. Now, then the element of money has come in the party. But money comes, when we were talking here, when Mr. Museveni said by 2021 there will be no opposition. Political parties. I think he didn't say it wasn't idle talk. Clearly it wasn't idle talk. He said his system, like we told you, sometimes a president would say something, but once he says something, the operatives begin to implement that. So because Museveni has personalized or privatized state institutions, they work to serve him. The armed forces, the intelligences, the civil servants, the parliament, the judiciary, they are all under his cadres. When he says something, they want it to happen. And I think they have been working on that to ensure, they worked on that to ensure that there is no opposition. And if we analyze the creation, the coming of NOP, and how we went with those elections of 2021, they were all 60% manipulated by Museveni's system.
So do you want to blame your problems as the party partly on Mr. Museveni?
Adam, we are operating under a dictator. That dictator is called Yoweri Museveni.
You're saying a dictator?
Yes, he's a dictator. He is a dictator.
A dictator who is voted after
forget,
5 years.
all dictators are voted. They like, voting is putting a stamp for legitimacy. But there is no way you are ever going to be announced as a leader in Uganda if Museveni system hasn't said yes. As MP, as a councillor, never. And there's no way they will ever announce a Besigye or a Kyagulanyi that you have defeated Museveni. Never, it won't happen. That's a dictator. He decides what happens and the system implements. That's why the results will come from up country and goes to Naguru, to a house, moderated, then sent to Nambole for Byamukama to announce. That is designed. It's clear.
Is that evidential?
That house where they were, when the FDC people went, Dr. Besigye went with the team there. Yes, they do that. If you know the results, we had the results at Najanankumbi. The forms we had, when we were looking at Chigundu's results, they had been changed. There was a case here in Ibuduma in the Gayaza, a station where Dr. Besigye got 404 votes, and Museveni got 16 votes. That's the form we had in Najanankumbi. But in Chigundu, Museveni had 116 votes, and Besigye had 4. That happens. That's just an example, but many, like in Kiruhura, when the voting is 102%, 103%, where does it happen? Nobody died.
More than 100%.
Yes, nobody died. Nobody.
Other extra people.
Nobody was sick. Nobody went to Kwanjula. Nobody went to visit.
Practically not
impossible.
possible.
So that happens. So when Museveni said that, the system went in overdrive to ensure that actually there is no opposition. And things they have done in FDC, they have done in NOP. I can't say DP because DP is more or less done. UP is more or less done. Those are the things which he found here, the more established in the villages. The war of attrition has finished all the people in the countryside. They cannot recruit new people. The old people are gone. He has finished off. Now, it's FDs which they are going to work on, or the next one, finish it. NOP was, the way it is built, it is built on a system designed very much.
Designed?
Yes.
NOP is built on a designed system?
Yes.
Designed by who?
Designed by the state. That's why you find these fights you are seeing in NOP.
Honorable.
100%. If you want, I can, not in this program, but I can explain to you what I know. And it is coming in FDC. That is, because FDC has been designed outside that, but I can see we are going the same way as NOP.
As FDC, you're
Yes.
also taking the same trend?
No, the state, the infiltration by the state, putting hope in the people that actually you don't need to be militant, you don't need to oppose, you can get elected, And when you are elected, you can say what you want, and then you are given these goodies, and you are okay. So they are divorcing these militant organizations, which would have otherwise be agitating for the welfare of the public, to become organizations of elite looking for jobs. That's what the design I'm talking about. Because NRM basically is an elite organization. They talk of mass, there's nothing to do mass. The mass is just the few who support, but this is an elite organization for people to just enjoy and Museveni to be in power. But get jobs and enjoy. So if this could be going there, now, as we think, I think that the answer is not going to be through FDC, through NOP. The answer must be through, like I said before, people who think like I'm thinking.
Outside their colors.
Yes, outside. Because once you bring parties, there's competition. There's a competition within the party, and then there's a competition between
political parties.
And this competition is always like
death
or life.
That competition is unhealthy.
It's very bad competition. They abuse each other. So how the new people abuse Dr. Besigye?
Yes.
Abused and abused and abused. Why were they abusing him? The man had been fighting this guy. But they said they are from the same area. They have, after the election, they didn't get it, so now they find actually the man thinks like them. So we think we should have a third front, which just brings everybody.
Is that
brings
possible?
Yes, it will bring journalists like Adam, it will bring a priest, it will bring an NGO, it will bring an FDC, it will bring an NRM who think about Uganda. We must think about Uganda. By the way, the example of parents getting worried about their kids, you must give them a different hope. You must give those parents who are worried about their kids different hope that you can't allow this country to go.
You can't allow this to continue.
You know, the system Museveni has built here, Saddam built it, Bashir built it, Gaddafi sort of built it. System where you, like now, Museveni has built a private army like SFC, like that one of Dagalo of Sudan. They are built for the presidency, to protect the presidency. Now, tell me, Adam, why can't what happened in Sudan happen here? Because the SFC here
has its own command.
Has its own command. It is well located before. It is the best armed force. They are paid more money than the others. They are more respectable. They have better uniform. They know where have torn uniforms. I'm sure the others don't. I'm sure they envy them. So tomorrow, if Museveni is gone, there will be a fight here. Unless we begin discussing these things, unless the people in Sudan are waiting. The people in Sudan are not like us. They have been organizing for the last 25 years. They have a tradition of militancy and organization. They have built cells, the whole country. They are waiting for this war.
Between the two armed groups.
Yes, these two lions, one would kill the other, and people will say, wait a minute, get away. It is our country, it's not yours. You will see it. Now, here, if it happened, we would be finished because we are not organized. So we must organize that force. We must have people who care about Uganda, not care about jobs, about parties. We must.
Okay.
And have a discussion.
And where should we start from? Because you're now speaking as an elder.
Yes.
What should be the beginning point?
Begin a discussion here in Ibaba. Say, this old man was talking about this. What can we do about this country? How can we solve the issue of insecurity? How can we solve the issue of education, of medicine? Have you been to Mulago? Take your cameras to Mulago Cancer Institute. Or Mulago General. Take your camera to Kirudu. Take them there. And show us the services being offered there. Why? Why do you have to pay a doctor 2 million shillings
to work on you
and pay a URA 6 million and pay an MP senior 6,
20.
25, 30 million. Why are you doing that? Are you valuing education? A teacher in Finland, a teacher in Germany, teachers are the most highly paid people. They are paid more than MPs. Is it a miracle if it happens here? No. Is it a crime if it happens here? So, all these things need discussion.
Okay.
And I'm begging you that you begin a discussion.
Okay.
Think about Uganda. Think about Uganda. Discuss Uganda and look for solutions.
I want to thank you.
But they want to come through parties.
Our time is fast spent.
Sorry.
But
Sorry.
just in a minute.
Pardon?
Just in a minute.
Yes.
What do you make of opposition politics in Parliament? Just in a minute. The other day they came out with the alternative budget, which they read for the first time. They read to the public. They also came out with the alternative agenda. You remember? You led the opposition for some time. What do you make of how they are doing their thing now in the 11th?
Whether during my time, whether now, is the same nonsensical things.
No, they came up with...
No, it's all nonsensical. It is insignificant, inconsequential. What you do in the Parliament of Uganda as opposition is totally useless because nobody listens to you. But the Constitution says you must have a leader of opposition, the one who lost the election, number 2 in the losing election, and then you have an office. I wish actually the real party owners were going there themselves, the party heads.
Like Bobby Wine?
Like Bob Wine should have been there himself, or Besigye should have been there himself, or Muntu, or Amuriat. Then maybe it would make, I don't know whether it would make a difference, but it wouldn't make a difference.
So whatever they do now as the opposition in Parliament is insignificant? Totally insignificant,
because what Mpuga is doing, I did. What Mpuga is doing, Latigo did. Nathan did. We did those things. Our world did. We did the constitutional reforms. We even, under, you remember the free and fair election movement?
I do.
We went around, there was a loop day, and I was around, driving around even. We made a document. We presented to Parliament there. Nothing. Before that, 2010, we went, we did. We even printed the act, meaning the bills. We present to secondary. Nothing. They pick one. So you are, the budget. I used my minister used to present the budget. Even that Mpuga was my minister. They used to present the budgets every year. And then I had a state of the nation, a response to the state of the national address. Very well researched information, responding to Museveni point by point. Actually, one time my first one was done to me by my friend Augustine Ruzindana, a very seasoned politician and very intelligent man, a nationalist. He helped to do a very good one. We presented it there. Nothing. They don't listen. So when I saw Mpuga jumping around and saying now it's the alternatives based on human, does NRM care about human rights or human considerations? No, they don't.
So it was a waste of time.
A waste of time, a waste of people's money. But it is constitutional. And to show it can be for posterity that we're not just being wasting time, we did something, but our friends did not listen.
Thank you.
Yes.
I want to thank you, Honorable. Baba TV, Adam Congo, Gegange.
Thank you so much, Adam.
Honorable, thanks for the time.
Thank you.
I hope you've liked the show.
I liked the show.
Greetings to
everybody.
By the way, do you hope to stand again?
No, never. It will never happen. Never.
So
it will never happen. Even if who demanded, nothing.
From the constituency?
Nothing. It is not useful.
Kali, tuko miwa, tudem na tuzem. Jambo.